like this is just the deck, you know, 2-card deck, you know, and you win the game every single time. This is the first deck that we're playing for the new set, Secrets of Power. Right off the bat, like you probably noticed from the games that I was actually playing Energy Conversion Lab, and I was also playing Shakti's as well. But kind of these combinations I thought would be good, and it's just playing a 30 base would probably just be better, and playing the other cards that I'm putting in, and for Shakti's, like she's not like a bad card or anything. And especially if you get the ECL for her, like you get a value trade and then you get 2 units, and you could possibly get like a plus, you know, you can get a lot of value off of just one Shakti. And it's on turn 4, and then all of a sudden you're setting up your Unity of Purpose. And that's like what this whole deck is all revolving around, is the Unity of Purpose plays. There's that other base where it like makes stuff when you deploy, and even that, it has even less HP. So the 30 base is still kind of based. So we got Porgs. You want to drop this like right before you drop your Unity of Purpose, so then you get an extra name in there. And so like first off our ones, we have 3 Alliance Dispatcher. If this sticks, you win the game. And a couple games it did stick, and it was great. We got Clone Deserter. This is like the people's champ here. Like, you know, getting that restore, like this is a good turn 2 play, because you can throw one of these guys out there, and then you can use your Rex ability off of your turn 1 play, get a ton of value, and just widen the gap. In R2 here, like I only have 2 of them. If I had 3, I'd play 3 probably. This is like another way we can like try to get our Unity of Purpose. Drawing Unity of Purpose is like the whole reason of the deck. So this is like one of the new cards that we got. Like we only have 1, so we're playing it. We got a Jar Jar Binks. You can plot him in. You can just make your Captain Rex massive right away. And that's the thing, is like he comes out, he's like a 2/6, and he, you know, he typically comes in late because they're going so wide. So it's like, yeah, I'll attack your base for 2, or I'll attack your 6 defense sentinel for 2, and I'm taking 4 back. But like if you know, give them that 2 extra just for the turn, it is nice, because then like after that we're playing Unity of Purpose, and we're just gonna decimate their entire base in 1 turn. Patrolling V-Wings. This is like a turn 1 draw card. You're just praying to draw Unity of Purpose, so that's like another way to get draw power. So then we have 3 C3POs, and it's like another way to get draw power. I typically call 3 now with this. I was always trying to call 6, but you only want to call 6 on the 6th turn if you don't have a Unity of Purpose. Otherwise, calling 3 is probably your best shot, or even 2. And so then we got our 3 private manufacturing. If you have a token unit out, then this is like a nice throw in to get your Unity of Purpose. It's just more search. You go deeper into the deck. So Spark of Hope. This is a ramp that does not potentially get you Unity of Purpose stuck in your resource row, and you can do a value trade and then use this. So I ended up doing a double ramp with this and this card. So like I threw this on one of their guys, I traded into it, and then I put it as a resource, and we went from like 4 to 6 real quick. 3 resupply. So we have like a lot of ramp in here. And the reason why is because like if you don't ramp at least 1 time, very often like the aggro will catch us. So we have to at least see 1 kind of ramp once before turn 4. So then we kind of go into our 3s, right? And we have like cards that give us 2 cards. So we had the new one. It has really good stats. So I ECL'd this guy in for a value trade. We also had a token out now, and it was so good. And here we have the old school one from JTL. You play an X-Wing, and this is, it's kind of nice to have 3 of these, because we don't have a whole lot of space going on. As you can kind of tell, it's like mostly ground. And so like I pretty much only played against space decks today and pilot decks. So you want to get as much space as you can. And that's kind of why like I got Shock T out of here and I'm putting in something else so that we can have more space. And so manufactured soldiers is kind of another one of the many reasons why we're actually playing the deck, is because like playing 3 battle droids, this is like our only way to make battle droids as well. So many bodies on board, it's insane. So we got one Admiral Akbar finally. Like another reason why I was like, I can actually probably play this now. And he's just a removal card. You play him, you can take whoever out. I got rid of a Han Solo with him, which was pretty sweet. And then we just continued to go on. Admiral Yularen, he's just spreading defense out. He often just kind of sticks around and just makes everything painful to get rid of. So then we have 3 Bright Hope. This is what we were swapping out for Shock T. So I had just one of these in the deck, and I kind of want to bump it up to 3 because Space Sentinel would have saved my butt. Because +4 or +5 to this thing, and it had Sentinel, and it already has 6 defense. We have Naboo Royal Starship. This is like a new card that you can get out with your plot. So you can play like a 1-drop and then this. And it makes your Rex flip feel so much better when you can actually like hit for a couple damage more. It makes a big difference. But I never saw this card a single time. So we got Poe Dameron. This is just like a card you play and you get 2 units for it. So I see this as a 4/5/5 that's split between both lanes. And having space is very important. You kind of want to have more space stuff, and that's another way we can have space stuff. Clone Commander Cody is insane. Like, we always have Coordinate online at this point. And if you play this and then play Unity of Purpose next turn, you just win the game. It's so disgusting. So then here we have a new card, and it's only an uncommon. You just give everything a XP token. So I was like hoping that I could, if this was easy enough to play, that like I could experience token stuff. Never saw this card a single time. But you know what card I saw every game I ever played? I saw Unity of Purpose every single time I played. That's how you play the deck. You know, you just get this every single time. Every single time you play this card, and you just win the game. like the whole point of this deck is to play Unity of Purpose. It is insane. This is the only reason why we were able to play this deck, is because of this. So there's a few other cards that we're kind of missing that would be really nice. Like there's like the command card from set 1. We just didn't pull any, so like this is what we got. So like that's why we're like having all these other cards that aren't as good but still do the same things. We're trying to draw the cards. So like if you get your Unity of Purpose, you don't need your drop cards anymore really, and you can just go into widening your board as much as possible, and that's pretty much like what you want to do. And then all of a sudden, all of those draw cards, those are all just being resourced. Easy decisions. It's pretty nice. You want to keep your board big, so you don't want to like trade a whole lot. You just want to go to base and stuff and try to keep your stuff alive. But like if you can get like a 2-for-1 here and there, it's great. But this is our win condition. Draw your first hand and you don't see Unity of Purpose, you automatically like shuffle it back, hoping you can then get a Unity of Purpose in your first hand, like in your first 6 cards that you see. It just bumps up the probability of you seeing this card. And since we only have 2, it's even harder for us to find this. Like, that's why there's like a huge emphasis on the turn 1 and turn 2 cards to draw as much as you can to find this card. I think the farthest along I got was the 4 resource, And then I got my Unity purpose, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna be all right. You know, we got our win condition, you know, like, but up until then I was like, I gotta draw this Unity purpose right now. That's the deck. So for the side, we got 3 Tommy reinforcements. This was supposed to be for control matchup, and I hate that matchup so much. So I always try to put like majority of my side deck for that matchup. And I didn't see it a single time. I was just playing against space the entire time, which is not typical. I'm used to just seeing a bunch of control decks. And if we're going wide enough, like this card is kind of crazy too, because they'll try to get a pick and then continue on, and then all of a sudden we're capturing all their stuff. But the thing is, it's in like the same area. You want to have some stuff in space, like 1 or 2 units in space when you go into Unity a purpose is ideal. At least having 1 out there. I've flipped Unity a purpose especially like that last game. If I just had 1 space unit, I would have just won the game. So I had Captain Rex on the side. This is also like for longer games, and this is 3 cards for 1. So, you know, tons of value, super wide. And then this card, this is kind of, you get a unit back. So we can get like one of those key units back that we need. You can't get tokens back, so that's kind of why it's not as good. So then we have 3 Echo-based defenders. This is obviously for like the big ground decks that are, you know, super, you know, they just foregone the space arena. This just protects all of our units. Having the 4 attack is actually really good. I never sided, but I probably should have been siding this a lot. And then I have our 1 hyperspace foil timely intervention, and that's the only reason why I have it in there, because it's highest rarity possible. I don't like this card pretty much because it makes everything really expensive, and I feel like I'm playing cards way behind curve, especially when you're playing against like Han Solo, who's already like 2 resources ahead of you, you know, being a resource behind, so being 3 resources behind their curve just for the ambush. I don't know. So yeah, that's the deck. Like, this is just the deck, you know, 2 card deck, you know, and you win the game every single time. As soon as you drop this card, you just win the game. And if you don't win the game on turn 6, you hope you get like the win off of your next attack. And that's kind of where this deck kind of falls short, is the 7 resource turn. You know, what happens after the turn after you needed a purpose and you didn't destroy their entire base. So like, I feel like this deck just needs like 1 or 2 pumps or something like that, like Delta attack squad maybe. I was also like trying to play in defensive Camino. It was like another card I was like really looking at, because I have 3 of these and they're rare, so I was like, this is kind of crazy that I even have 3. And like this would be the deck to play it in, right? But like, I don't always have a whole lot of troopers. Like the Republic tag, he's a Republic, right? Yeah, he's a Republic. So like that restore could have been massive, and I just wasn't really thinking about it. With this, you can restore 2 and you make clone trooper token. So like, you don't really care about any of your stuff dying, which is kind of cool. So you can just like remove everything, and then you kind of like stabilize a bit right before you go into your Unity of Purpose one shot. If you just drew your Unity of Purpose on turn 4, up until that point you're just trying to draw. So you don't have like a very wide board at this point. You typically don't have the Republic take at this point, and that's the reason why this didn't make it into the deck. I don't know if you have any ideas about getting that extra push for damage. Team Garage, Brent here. Subscribe for the vibe.